would make a recipe using some flour because for some reason everybody thought they needed to buy lots of flour. I haven't been able to buy any for about 3 weeks. I finally got my hands on some. So I know all you buggers have got flour in your pantry. So I thought I'd just make some scones, which is really quick and easy, and something if you wanted to make morning tea or afternoon tea or just kill some time, do it with the kids. It's super easy. And I've just remembered I forgot the milk. Hang on. Milk. Alright, so first thing you need to do is 3 cups of flour. You need self-raising flour. So if you only have plain flour, you'll need baking soda. So I've only got plain flour, so I'm going to add, for every cup, I'm going to add a heaped teaspoon of baking soda, or baking powder. So when I say heaped, I mean heaped. 1, 2, 3. But if you forget the measurements for how much to make plain flour into self-raising flour, instructions are always on the back of the container. So just going to give that a teeny stir just to mix it all in. Now, most scone recipes don't have sugar in them, but I like to put just a couple of teaspoons in, and I also like to put in a teaspoon of salt. I just find it just takes the slight edge, look at me measuring, very unlike me, takes the edge off the flour flavour and just gives it a little something. I don't know, you don't have to, but that's just what I do. So give that a little stir. Alright, now 80 grams of butter. Now I don't know, for me this is a bit of a suck egg thing, so excuse me if I'm telling you to suck eggs. But you know when you buy butter, if you look down the side there's measurements in 50 grams up to 250. So you've got your block of butter, and it's got 50, 100, 150, 200, 250. So 80 grams, somewhere between the 50 and the 100. Don't worry about being too precise. And that way if you don't have scales, you can do that. This is one of those recipes where you don't have to be overly precise. So just dice it up. Again, don't be too precise, but just dice it up so it's a bit easier because you're going to have to rub it in. So break it all up. Alright, now coat your butter in some flour by tossing it. Now, when they say rub in, rubbing in means getting it to look like fine breadcrumbs in the flour without melting the butter. So they say use the tips of your fingers because they're the coolest part. Again, you know what I'm like, I don't tend to follow rules, but I start off using my fingertips and I sort of squish the butter between my fingertips. And this is why you need to coat your butter in flour first, because it kind of stops the butter from sticking to your fingers. So squash all the lumps of flour, all the lumps of butter, sorry. And then I tend to get in there and rub it together like this with my hands. I just find it a bit easier, to be honest. And you know, if I need to, I get my palm in there. And I just try and do it quickly rather than looking around going like this forever, because I find if I can't do it quickly, and I know if it's too complicated you guys aren't going to do it either, so get in there and get it done quickly and squish up those lumps of butter. So it needs to kind of look like breadcrumbs, but I think as long as you're in there and you can't feel any big lumps of butter, then that is all you really need to do. So there's still some big lumps in there, so I'm going to keep going. Just get in there and squish it all up. Alright. Scones are great because they're one of those things that are so quick and easy to make. and they taste delicious. I mean, they're just a dough essentially, and scones are all about really what you put on top of them, aren't they? Whether it be lashings of butter and jam, which is my favourite. And then some people go jam and cream. A lot of people go jam and cream. Usually it always involves jam though for some reason, but there's no reason it can't be other things. Like I know my kids have put Nutella on them in the past because that's just a different generation, okay? But I guess, isn't it? Nutella is their jam. All right, that is good enough. See, it took me a couple of minutes. All right, now make a bit of a well in the middle. Dust off those fingers a bit. Now we use our milk. Be any kind of milk. It could be almond milk, it could be soy milk, it could be cow milk, whatever you like. So now I've got 1 cup. I'm going to pour it in the middle. Now, most instructions now will say get a knife and to cut the milk in. Again, it takes a very long time. So these are my knives, and I separate my fingers and I just scoop it around and mix it up. Now, one of the things with scones is you don't want to handle it too much. You don't want it to be, you don't want to work it really hard. So the less you handle a scone, once you put that milk in, the lighter and nicer your scones are going to be. So I've really just put most of that together. It's not all together, but it's mostly together. Just going to clear this stuff away a little bit. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to tip this onto the bench. Alright. Just give it a little knead. Get rid of that stuff off my hands. And just a couple, just to bring it together. That's about it. So really roughly together. Make a bit of a square there. Patting it together. Actually, I might need to give it one more knead because it's still a little bit. There, that'll do. So it's kind of, see how now it's together, but it's rough and jaggedy still, but there's no really big cracks in it. So now just gently flatten this out to about, I don't know, 5 centimetres high, I guess. There we go. It's in a bit of a square. Now, this is where you would normally get your scone cutter out. I don't bother with such things. I simply get my knife and I cut like so. And you can make these big, you can make them small. I'm making them a little bit smaller today. Just want to try and make them all an equal size. There you go. 3 scones. Obviously they're like a rectangular square. If you really want to use a cutter and make them nice and round, you can. But I just get each one and I just squish the corners in a little bit, make them a little bit rounder, and that's it. Okay, so my tray. Just gonna pop them on my tray like so. All crazy shapes. Doesn't matter, they still taste the same. Alright, now I'll just clean this up a titsy bit. Now, you want these to be nice and brown when they come out of the oven. Just a little brush, put a tiny bit of milk in my measuring cup because I don't want to do more washing up than I have to. and just brush the top of the scones like so. I've done them all. Alright, that's it. Now I'm going to pop them into the oven for 200 degrees for, I don't know, I'm probably thinking about 15 to 20 minutes, but we'll see how they go. I'll let you know at the end. So the important thing is that you turn the oven on at the beginning, because now it's nice and hot, ready to go. So I'll get back to you when these are done. So I just took these out of the oven, and it took 15 minutes exactly to get them to this point. And see how nice and brown they are? They're beautiful. Now I once saw on a TV show, and I can't remember which one, but the sign of a good scone was if you could just pull them apart. Ta-da! They just pull apart beautifully. They're cooked nicely in the middle. They smell delicious. They taste like a scone. Not overly exciting unless you've got jam on them. So go and make some scones and tag me in them.